I'm gonna give it a second, man. Hopefully, it gets some notifications going up. I don't know why it does this freeze thing, and it's more so the phone. So I guess next week I'm gonna be going live from the fucking tablet. We was having fun too. Let me get everybody back in here, man. All right, we back. Hopefully this one work a little bit better. I don't know why it's been doing that a lot more recently. It's strange. I don't know why it's been doing that. I'm having a hard time figuring it out. But more and more, it's been on this kick of acting a damn fool. So we'll see how this goes right here. I'm gonna try to block this little area. Y'all give me 1 second. Maybe I can block it with this. Let's see. Matter of fact, I know what I'm gonna do. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm moving. Only thing I can think of is it's happened before. So I'm gonna hold the phone real quick. The internet has been crazy lately, and I've been hearing a lot of. I listen to a lot of what they called influencers. Aloha. I bet it's a lot of influencers as they call them. Jeez, I tell you one thing, y'all. If y'all was here before, I was talking about the spine and all that shit, that the damage that they found out, and I was wondering why, like, I would be having these crazy little pains out of nowhere, and that didn't help, you know. But maybe, yeah, maybe I'll get a little bit better and get to going on here. But as I was saying, if you've seen the one live, you want to watch the other live first, then come to this one, and it'll make sense. But now, when Rocco seen I seen this shit, my own eyes. Oscar will tell y'all. A lot of people will tell y'all. Rocco curled his tail, and he basically said, "I'm not going to show." He hunkered down. He pissed on himself. He pissed in the ring. Like, y'all know what a scared dog looks like. He wouldn't do it. Val laughed like, yeah, he does that to a lot of dogs. I'm tripping because I've never seen a bully in a ring act like this. But Rocco did that a lot. Rocco, that's why it used to be a running joke that you used to have to pull Rocco around the ring. He would get scared, and man, he would get scared and tap out damn near all the time. You know what I mean? Like, he looks big and tough. He's super curved out. He does not want any part of any action. And especially not a dog like Mufasa. Man, I mean, Mufasa got a presence that was got rested. So he had a presence about him, and he was a special dog. But this dog would curl up, man. He would literally curl the fuck up. He didn't want no parts of anything. You know what I mean? That dog used to have to literally be drug around the ring. If I'm lying, I'm flying, and y'all see I ain't getting off the ground. He was a very scary dog. You know what I mean? Scary as hell. Like, he didn't want no parts of nothing. That's why you don't see a lot of video of Rocco. You see still pictures and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you, this shit got so ill. And if y'all think I'm lying, right? If y'all think I'm lying, I'll put the name out there because I know he won't give a fuck. Brian Robertson, the same one who got the Mandela son that everybody loves. He called what's his name? What's going on, Mike? Um, Khan called Brian and told Brian, because Brian had posted a picture, a side shot, right? And his dog was in there, and you could see what Rocco really looked like. He wasn't properly stacked. It wasn't one of them glory shots. You can see the little dip in the back, the high rear. He didn't look good at all. So Khan called him, threatening him like, I'm gonna hire photographers to follow you around and destroy your dog's reputation. He was crying like a bitch. So then in his genius mode, he had Zeb, y'all know Zeb, Zeb the media king, Pitts slash media, make this video of Rocco. And the video is in slow motion, and Zeb just did what he did to work with it. Kenneth, you should have been had everybody like everybody on here is saying they got theirs. You know, bank statement got his, so I have to check on it. This is my last day with therapy for this week, so I see what's up. But yeah, I made her take the pictures of them and everything. So you should have got yours by now. But I'll go ahead and double check on it. But the Brian, well, no, excuse me, I'm going to Zeb. Zeb made a video of Rocco moving, and you can see the dip in his back, and you can see his tail curl. It just wasn't a flattering video. It was supposed to be a promo video, but this dude, not knowing shit about dogs, didn't know. Like, everybody's like, why is his tail like that? Why is he looking like this? Why is he looking like that? You know what I mean? What's going on, D-Line? Northern Edge. But you know, the dog was just a terrible example, and what kept on happening is that it started to be what I told y'all, the exploitation of the lack of dog knowledge, you know? And man, I would love to just, like I told you, hopefully I get consistent, and I can really like go into some of these things, because all of them dogs, this was the same show, as a matter of fact, excuse me. This was the same show, if y'all ever seen the video of when Mr. Beans had the ice pack, or a lot of his pictures where he had the ice packs and they was rubbing him down with ice. That's the same Nationals. It was a shit show. The whole show was just a piece of work. You know what I'm saying? The Beans is getting rubbed down with ice ringside. Now then, the funniest part about this, what happened after that is Bashar. Y'all look this shit up, because y'all always think I'm lying about something. Bashar put up a thing, a long post, and he said, now first they were clowning Rocco, but then the stuff come out with Beans getting rubbed down with the ice packs. He made a post and said, people hate on my dog so much that they poisoned my dogs at the show. And when I saw my dogs was poisoned, I told myself, we gotta tough it out. I gotta prove that I got the best dogs in the game, and I put them in there to stack off while they were poisoned. Y'all think I'm making this up? Look it up. Look it up. I mean, I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you the truth. And like I say, I like Dayton's old dogs, but man, it's gloves off with me. Period. You know what I mean? It's gloves off. When we talk dogs, Dayton is a good dude, does people solid, but at the end of the day, though, anybody who's promoting Rocco, knowing that, and you call yourself a real American bully dude, you trying to make a buck. You ain't sticking true to the game. This dog is fucked up. This dog, not only is his temperament fucked up, but we saw the medical test that talked about all of the medical issues. We've heard people come to the forefront and say that they puppies off of him were all screwed up. Dogs are deaf. Dogs are blind. Other issues that came along with this shit. So at the end of the day, you know, we have to still look at everything in the same light, and look at it for what it is. Promote a healthy dog. Promote a healthy dog. That's it. Yeah, pups had super kink tails. There was a lot of kink tail issues. And I mean, if you get a kink here and there, we've seen some great dogs. But these, I mean, shit, it was so much garbage. It's so much garbage. Yeah, the skin rolling over on them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Kenneth, I mean, it was so much. And at the end of the day, you know, like, I'm just praying to God. Like I said, I'm praying to God, not even being sarcastic, that everything starts to realign for me. It seemed like I done got on the bad side of the ocean somewhere. But you know what I mean? Oh, I just seen that. I know who you is, Grounded Phoenix. Yeah, I sent you a message from the other phone while I was in therapy. Check it out. But we probably gonna have to do that action that way. But man. Yeah, yeah, good things, good things. Little bitches, tiny and fat, man. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he had the congenital eye disease too. He had all these issues, and they still pushing him. Not only they pushed Grim and Brim and Tim and all them motherfuckers. They pushing all this stuff, knowing that it's genetic issues. That's the same thing I say when they made the comments about Shamrock. You know what I'm saying? RPM, what's going on, brother? When they made the stuff about Shamrock, at the end of the day, I mean, you can brag and talk about great this, great that, but I'm just speaking for myself. When I was good, when I was on my game, you know what I'm saying, man, the game was different. When I went to the ring with Hallie, right? When I went to the ring with Hallie, you know what I'm saying, I was we it was real warfare. I was going against Paco. I was going against, yeah, Tim. They got another motherfucker named Tim. Y'all watch what I say. They didn't ran out. You can't have but so many names that end with M. It's got to be Tim next. You know what I'm saying? We know Tim is coming, but but man, when I tell you, when we was getting into it, and I know they be like, oh, he an old head and all that old head talk y'all always doing, but you had to win. You had to win. You had to have real dogs that win. And this is what I'm telling y'all. I'm not telling y'all to buy a dog off of me. I don't give a fuck. I don't even sell that many damn dogs anyway. It might be him. It's him downstairs. It might they might do the old Bernie Mac. Him downstairs. Look at him. Look at him. Dumb fucks. But you know, like, man, you had to have a real dog, man. You had to have, the rules were so strenuous. Like, you didn't even get puppies half the time. You would have to wait till they was like 16 weeks or some shit like that because people was really trying to see what the hell was going on. Now these dudes ain't nothing but straight puppy mills, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, Big Dogs in Romania, they did the same thing. They pushed the wrong way. They pushing for sales. They're not pushing for quality, man. And why would you do that? Why would you poison your gene pool? Folks that know me know I've been offered so much bread to do the same shit that they doing. I turn it down all the time, man. Khan was on a live. There's people on this live that probably seen that back in the day when me and Khan did the live together. Khan was let's do Rocco to Denzel. That'll blow up the world. I'm telling you, he inboxing me. I'm telling you, we get 10, 15,000 a puppy. If we do that, we destroy what Bashar doing. Y'all ain't never seen me do that. You have to love the game enough to put your stamp on there. When that shit go out, you gotta love that shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to. You got to. I got so many issues in this life, and y'all done seen them, and I don't even tell y'all the most of this shit. I tell you, my life been something else these last couple years, but God is good. You won't never hear me complain about it. God is good. Might have had an accident, but came on through it. You know what I'm saying? Might have had a motherfucker tripping about my kids, but I got my kids. I'm gonna win, and when I come back to the dog world, I ain't gonna win in the ring. I just want to produce good dogs, and a lot of y'all want to produce good dogs and change the game. But there's no need to argue with these people because that is the team. That's the marketing team. When your dog can't go outside and take a walk, how the fuck can you argue with me? When your OG, when your OG is dead, and he was battling my dog and everything down the line from him is dead. Fool, you ain't smart enough to realize that you got a problem in your breeding program when every fucking thing is dying. This is why the game has changed. We not talking about, you know what I'm saying, talking about, you need to step up your standards. You need to read the damn standard. You need to understand in such standard that your dog is not supposed to have fucked up conformation. Let's try that on for size, you know? And this is where I tell y'all I might sound arrogant, but this is how the game runs. If you have a dog from me, your dog at times might be a little bit terrier, might go all the way bully. That's because I got real American bullies. You know what I'm saying? Your dog will not be a fucked up dog, though. I bet you if you let that motherfucker outside and tell him to run around a little bit, and I don't care if it's some heat, you don't have to worry about your dog dying. Give him water, make sure some shade out there, but he can live out there. You know what I'm saying? Your dog, if you get a dog from me, Plan on being in the ball game for at least a decade. My dogs live. I'm gonna tell y'all, and this is facts. You know, I played by the standards. So when I was in the ring, I tell, and some of y'all don't know me that well, so I tell y'all, you know what I'm saying? Hallie won 63 shows. She actually lost one show, but they took that show off of her record because the actual judge didn't know what he was doing. He picked a very terrier dog in the first class because he didn't understand. He came from the UKC and he was judging them like he was judging the pit bulls. But yeah, she won 63 shows. I went to shows and I basically never lost. Denzel never really lost shows. He lost a couple somewhere along the way, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But Denzel, for the most, serious shows, I don't think he did lose. Serious shows, I don't think he did lose. You know what I'm saying? I put him in the ring when he was basically like at the end of his career, laying on the couch and shit like that. And he just made a little trip around the ring. But at the end of the day, when it came down to it, this dude, man, he was pretty much, dominant. Castro, some of y'all who seen Castro, y'all know Castro dominated the classic class. Castro was a registry champion. When I put dogs in the ring, we was winning. And the only reason why we was winning is because we was confirmation dogs that could still have bulliness. You know, confirmation dogs that could still have bulliness. Who was Denzel's toughest competition? His brothers, Rome and Biggie. Dead serious. Rome and Biggie placed second and third to Denzel on 3 different occasions. Both of those dogs ended up being grand champions. Biggie is actually the only dog to ever be a standard champion and a extreme champion, because at the time they was having such a hard time figuring out the extreme class and the standard class. From show to show they would put him in different classes, so he had enough points to champ out in both of them. He was literally a double champion in the same registry. Yeah, my boys, those, and I'm not being arrogant on that. Those was the dudes who could beat him. You know why? If you never seen Biggie or Rome, Biggie to me was a better overall dog than Denzel. But the thing about Biggie was Denzel had the better head, the better face. He had the better look. Biggie by far had the better body. Rome and Denzel were close, but the problem with Rome and Denzel was they were too close. So Denzel would beat him just just based off of the fact I look like my mama. I'm a little bit heavier than you, but it was very, very close between them two. Very, very close. But in those days, if you talked about show dogs, that was as hard as that was it. Now, if you ask me who the best dog that I had on the leash outside of Hallie, it would have been Castro. I'm gonna tell you like this. Some of y'all may have heard of a judge, international judge. This man is judged on every continent, not named Antarctica. Legendary, Jack Ireland. Jack Ireland, Cleveland Rocks, absolutely. I still call them the Indians. It's gonna take me a long time to get into this Guardian thing. But Jack Ireland at a show in Tampa, he looked at Castro, and man, I'm telling you, this is like one of my highlights of my whole dog everything. He looked at me and he said, "Young man, I'll never forget it, because at this time we didn't know each other. Later on, we got to know each other." He said, "I've been a lot of places. I've judged a lot of dogs. I used to read about this man judging dogs. You know what I'm saying?" He said that animal, and he was speaking on Castro. He said is truly one of the finest animals I have seen in the entire world. He said from his teeth to his ear set to his movement to his paws. He said if you were to draw a dog, he said I don't know what it's supposed to be, exactly what people are expectations was. He said, but by standard, by the way this dog is put together, he said this is one of the finest dogs I've ever seen. Keep in mind, this man has been to Westminster and everything. To this day, that is the greatest compliment I've ever had on any dog that I produced, and later on, I actually end up running into him and a couple other show legends down in Colombia. I think we were in Brazil together one time. We ran into each other several times, but man, they used to always call me American Bully Dude, but that was heavy to me. But in those meetings with those guys, one of the things that and I hope them guys is doing all right. I haven't talked to them in a couple years, but one of those meetings with those guys, it was basically I was the American Bully guy. This meeting was, and y'all heard me talk about this before, was when I judged down in Colombia, and the thing of it was is this is that they loved the American Bully. The American Bully actually won an entrance level show there that day. And this was I'm talking about it was sheepdogs there. I think at that particular show it was over 80 different breeds. It's like an invitational Ukanuba, what's that, Animal Planet, Purina, all of them had like not booths. These ones had literally like rooms that you could walk into that they had built. But anyway, I was talking to some of these very esteemed judges and dog people, even a lady from South Africa. And thank you, Shalita. I tell you what, they had the same question that we talk about all the time. They said, now this was coming from these guys. They said that the American Bully had the potential to be the breakout breed of this century. And I say that with that kind of intensity. These dudes who had looked at dogs, who had been around the world, their lives as dogs, these men said that the American Bully had the potential to be the breakout dog of the century. Not decade, none of that. They said the dog was so big, so impressive, so graceful, so everything that they compared this dog and they said that if done correctly, this dog could be talked about in the same, context that the German Shepherd and the Golden Retriever and all these other super famous dogs. That's what they saw in the American Bully. They saw the potential of an animal that could become a worldwide phenomenon and a great household pet if done correctly. But at this time, it was already an issue stirring. And one of the issues that was stirring was the health issues. And they addressed that. They said, you guys have to change this. You have to clean it up and you have to be definite about the look. And we went over some looks. We went over Nemesis, we went over Remy, you know what I'm saying, that King Kamali type look, mostly an edge look, but we did have Monster J in the lineup, and they was like, this is the definite look. This is what the dog should be, this type of head structures. Like even if you put, say, Denzel's head, and you put Denzel's head next to Remy and those dogs, it's the same shape. Denzel's is not as tight. Mandela's the same way. Him and Denzel sitting next to each other, you can see he's got his grandfather's head. It's right there. But Bistro has the same type of head. This is identity. That was the second part they were talking about. And it's sad because the very things that these men were talking about that we needed to do to progress the breed, keep making them even healthier than they were at the time, being definite about the breed. I mean the look of the breed. We did everything opposite. It's all destroyed now. Not to say that it can't be brought back, and not to say that it won't be brought back. And I hate to tell y'all, I ain't hate to tell y'all shit. Next Tuesday, 11 o'clock, I got a meeting with a very big firm that's going to be taking over everything with the web and the marketing for me. Finally, so I'm very very excited, man. I'm very excited as we push forward. But this is something that our community has to address. And one of the reasons why I say we have to address this is because we can't win with those people. You got people breeding American Bullies to Pekingese. Hear what I say. You have people breeding American Bullies to Pekingese. You have all of the other stuff that is being done, and we're still pushing that. You know what I mean? I think, you know what I'm saying? I think that it should have been uh, uh, more recognition on people who are working the dogs more. They have the capabilities. People were doing hog catching with bullies a long time ago. All we got to do is get Belinda on here. She'll tell you about that. You know what I'm saying? They're doing hog catching. Right now, Rico, you know what I'm saying, he's over there killing it and has got a weight pool champion, a Denzel son that's a weight pool champion. These dogs are not and no disrespect to anyone, but these dogs are not disabled. These dogs should not be slowed down in any kind of way. They should be pushed towards being physical specimens with great temperaments. You give them a job because you know the underlying part of them is that they're, they were working dogs, where they come from a line of working dogs. So as you line breed that, you might get a little bit more of that drive, but direct that towards a sport or something of that nature. Right now, we just this community is, it's crazy. It's crazy and it's sad. It's crazy and it's sad. It's crazy and it's sad that you know um, it seems to be an intentional attempt to destroy the breed. It seems to be intentional. I'm not gonna bite my tongue on that. I'm gonna be on here for about another half hour as long as the internet permits me. But the American Bully is a great breed. It's a story breed. I love it to death, man. But the higher ups, and we talked about, we did, talk about some big name breeders. They're the biggest part of the problem. They don't stand for anything. I'm just saying what I feel from my heart. It's not what I feel about these people personally. I feel about how they do things in the dog world. If you are a so-called dog man, you've been breeding for so long and this, that, and the other, but you don't have the ability to recognize that a dog is unhealthy and doesn't fit what your breed is supposed to be, but you're willing to push forward to this, put it out there, then go over the same dumb logic to say that, oh yeah, we're gonna fix this breed, we're gonna fix this. I'm not gonna keep on putting in shit that I need to fix. The fuck's wrong with y'all? Like I told y'all, this is my logic when I get to thinking. I got a Mufasa daughter, right? I have a Mufasa daughter. Hear me out. She's two times right up front. Lock and Load, who happens to be Bistro's father, on her other side. So this is Mufasa bred to two times Lock and Load. Lock and Load is her grandfather twice on the other side. Now I take that Mufasa with his legendary blood. You run, and and they already ran that there. So then at the end of the day, what happens is I'll turn around and I'll call my good friend Mr. Pratt's, and I'll get the Sway Seaman out here. Now when I get the Sway Seaman out here, Sway is a King Kamali. Hear me out. King Kamali's son. But his mother is a Nemesis daughter. So now on the four corners of the breedings, I have Nemesis, I have Kamali, I have Mufasa, and I've got Lock and Load. What the fuck do you think I'm gonna produce? That's breeding. Nowhere in there did you hear me say I'm gonna add a little bit of Pekingese. I'm gonna add a little bit of bad hips. I'm gonna add a little bit of bad breath. I'm gonna add Tim and them. Tim and him. It might be y'all shit. They might have Tim, them, and him. They might have all Tim, him, and them. They might have all that shit. You don't do that as a breeder. As a breeder, you get scientific. You break this shit down, and you are looking for every possible way to eliminate issues. Like when I'm in jujitsu, right? It's the one rule with jujitsu. If anybody who rolls is keep everything tight. Keep it tight. And the reason being is because if you get gaps, that's a way that somebody can escape your hold. You know what I mean? Like literally, some of y'all might not understand jujitsu if you've never done it. But if you know what I'm saying, like in an arm bar is basically I got both of my legs wrapped around your shoulder, and you know what I'm saying, I got you up top with the arm. Many different ways I could hold that arm. But if I'm squeezing my thighs right together, I lock your shoulder. I lock your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Now, all I have to do is get your thumb to point upwards. And as I pull it back, it's basically putting an immense stress on the elbow joint that's popping the other way. Oh man, Hickson is the beast, greatest of all time, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Greatest of all time, but I'm going to a seminar hopefully here in a few weeks to be with all five of the Machado brothers. I've already met Master Machado. Well, they're all masters, but the oldest, Carlos. incredible guy. So yeah, but we're not gonna talk about. I'll be talking about that all day. But it's the same thing. It's the same concept that you can take from that as keeping everything tight, no space. Because if I let any of that go, you can get out of it, or something can go wrong. If I keep you tight, you can't even move. No matter what you're doing, I'm gonna pin you down. I'm gonna snap that bitch, or you're gonna tap one or the other. You're not getting out of this. It's not about strength. Trust me, I'm as strong as three bulls normally. And once people got that arm like that, you know what I mean, and some of them were not even close to as strong as me. It's over with. It's over with. I can't 500-pound bench press and all that shit don't even matter. This is the dog game. When you are playing with your genetics, if you keep that shit tight and you continue to add quality dog after quality dog after quality dog after quality dog. Now don't get me wrong. Sometimes you'll add a quality dog and you'll find out that quality to quality didn't mix as well as you would like. But you won't end up with train wrecks. It's just one of those breedings where you be like, I sort of fell flat on what I wanted to do, but it still is cool. I can take this and build something else off of it. That's a tool where it might be a little too much terrier for me. Okay, that's a tool. When y'all coming with these theories that a dog with bad hips is a tool, no, the fuck it's not. That's a problem. And we was not talking about Bruno earlier on the other one. We don't talk about flaws. You should not do that. If your dog is screwed up in the body, you shouldn't do it. You can fix a bite. You can even fix a tail from time to time. You cannot fix bad hips. You are putting a detrimental gene in your gene pool. The whole reason, and like I told you, I'm gonna show y'all because a lot of y'all don't know, but I'm gonna show y'all. The whole reason why them motherfuckers use my shit so much is because I stuck true to those rules. So they know why they trying to sell everybody else $10,000, $15,000 dogs, and they talking to this and talking to that. They can always have to come back to me, to our blood, and I'm not the only one. Sometimes they'll try to use Oscar's blood, but his blood is too big for what they like. You know what I'm saying? They want them little, so they'll come and see about me because they're trying to they know they have to fix it. I'm gonna tell y'all, I'll name off all of the dogs that everybody applies that have my blood, and I ain't talking about you got to go keep on clicking. No, they right there in the front. If you want to talk about Magoo, that's got my shit right up front. If you want to talk about Nationals champion Austin Martin, it's got my shit right there. If you want to talk about one of the dogs I talked about earlier, the Bear, it's got my shit right there. I can keep on going. Y'all want to talk about Waffle House and all the dogs that y'all pumping up off of there? Look how they bred. A lot of them is bred 2 and 3 times my shit. Come on, man. I keep this shit going. Name your favorite rapper, and I'll name you their favorite motherfucking MC. I'm that MC. I put that shit together. And and it's not just me, like I say, but that's why I say I run the risk of being arrogant. I will post y'all a long ass list of how they always run back to my stuff. And it ain't because I'm the greatest breeder out there. I'm the most disciplined breeder, one of the most disciplined breeders as far as keeping good dogs and good genetics in there. They only come to my shit to fix their issues. That's what they really come to. They come to it to fix their issues and keep it as close to a real American bully look as they want to. Ask them fools. They'll tell you if your dog get too much bulldog in it, go get some of that Denzel blood or go get this that. If your dog got bad hips, go get that. You need the top line fix, rear angulation fix. Go. That's all they. But think about how stupid that is. Why would you use any blood to fix all of your problems instead of just using bloods that don't have those problems and elevating those bloods? It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Right now, I'm telling y'all seen my brother from Grounded Phoenix, and got a little female that is headed out his way. Bitch got bone that's bigger than anything. Like she's got Denzel bone. Little bitch, tiny little bitch. This is like some Paco shit, but that's how the genes play. It's Paco type blood. This is why I'm telling y'all, this shit is not. I'm not pumping myself up. I'm really, in a lot of ways, humbling myself to tell y'all what I did with my kennel and the dogs that I'm gonna show y'all. The dogs that I'm gonna show y'all. It wasn't magic. It's the blood. That's why the motherfucking thing don't say trust me. It says trust the blood. Because if you are preparing your yard with great blood, minus the flaws and minus the issues, you will have great dogs. Eliminate the issues. Man, Carlos, don't preach to them too much. They ain't really ready for all that shit. But I'm telling you, like I've seen people, and I appreciate y'all. I appreciate always the respect and the love that y'all give me. Don't ever think that. But sometimes I'm just telling y'all this shit is easy, and maybe it's just easy to me because I've been around a long time and I know the bloods. But I'm telling y'all, I got a dude at the house right now, Tommy Chung. Y'all remember that name? That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. I seen this puppy, and y'all, you know, I got them eyeballs, y'all. I got them eyeballs. I'm a judge, you know. And y'all ain't never heard him talk about me bad as a judge because I picked the right motherfucker. Anyway, Tommy Chung. Y'all remember that name? His blood is absolutely phenomenal. Legend. When I tell you legendary, it's super legendary. His blood is beyond legendary. His blood has the greatest grand champion of all time. Has the greatest show dog winner of all time. Has the has of course the first time, 3 times champion, arguably one of the greatest show dogs of all time, national champion Denzel. Has the beast Mandela, who is a combination of this blood and guess what? I love my guy Jim Brown, and I changed his name because the kids kept calling him Jim Tyler. But you know, that comes from my man Tyler over there at Keep It Bully. Incredible, tons of Denzel blood. This boy is gonna be bad. I'm probably maybe gonna open him up for stud later, a little bit later on. But he's looking incredible, beautiful dog. But now he's outside, right? Now this I'm just telling y'all a story because I didn't got excited about one of my dogs. Jim is outside, and Jim is a little over a year old. Muscles everywhere, gorgeous. Really one of my favorite dogs that I've had. You know, because he's got so much energy. This dude runs so much that I had to up his fucking calories, man. Yeah, Tyler sent me a maniac. This dude literally runs so much that he was running off. I mean, he was so shredded, it looked crazy. And I'm like, damn, dude, I'm feeding him everything in the world. I had to go and get a special high calorie blend that's generally used for horses just to keep weight on him. Because I'm talking about like a good weight because he's maturing. Yeah, this dude was just getting too shredded, but he runs all day. But keep in mind, you know what I'm saying, whether it's Florida or whether it's Texas, it's damn near 100 degrees and this dog can run. That's what Tyler sent me. It's 90 plus degrees. Anything that come out that like, you know, because the front is gated in, a big gate. The dude shoot. Then the stop pose, shoot. And I'm like, my God. And the craziest part about it, I know my blood. He's still a baby. He ain't even popped yet. And he got all these shoulders and this big deep set chest. Well, anyway, I usually don't post pictures until I'm ready to unload on them. So, but I'm gonna get some pictures of him because I need to get new pictures of Odell. Odell right now is looking like Mike seen Odell in person months ago, but like when I tell y'all, Odell is like, if you wanted to make Denzel better, that's Odell. If you wanted to make Odell is super big bones, tons of mass, this gigantic big ass head, deep set chest, breathe through the nose. Odell is amazing. And I'm not just saying that because he's mine. That dog is amazing, and to consider that he's still young and he's still actually popping and growing, he's gonna be a legendary dog, man. I mean, he's got it together. Great confirmation. I really like him. I really like him. Now I say all that to say this because Peoples was out there too, and Peoples is a little bit behind everybody as far as like mass. Peoples has probably the best structure out of anybody because he you know, Peoples is like the pretty boy, you know what I'm saying. He just, but he's put together, but he's younger, so that's why he's when I say he's behind, not not on talent, but he's just young. He's not, I think they just now getting to a year old. But anyway, so I got these dudes all outside, right? And I was coming home from therapy, so I'm somewhat drugged up, and I'm telling you, it popped me up out my shit because we pull up to the gate. And here go little Tommy standing next to these dudes. I'm like, what the? And then don't get me wrong, the other boys is bad, you know. Odell make it damn near anybody look bad. But this dude is standing there and he's shining as a puppy. Like he was the one that's popping out. Just big ass naughty bone. And of course he's a smaller version. Shoulders, just the whole look. I said, now that was a reason why I wanted him around, but I said this motherfucker about to be that Mufasa and all that shit about to come out of him. I'm trying to tell you, when you got that blood, you know, Tyler got that blood, you know, but when you got that blood, man, you can do your thing. You know what I'm saying? You can do your thing. Oh yeah, for sure, Carlos. I'm telling you that, yeah. I'm gonna put some new pictures out of you, see this motherfucker growing, man. He's spectacular. But the thing of it is that when you get a pattern of blood, it will keep doing it for you. You know, when before Dave sold out, Dave had edge blood that would produce dog after dog after dog. And like I tell you, just to be real, when I tell y'all about Dave Wilson, homie used to give away more dogs than he even sold. That was the real Dave. Dave used to love to breed so much. He give away, man, some of the best shit that came from the Razor's Edge camp for real in the early days never seen the light of day because he would give them away to pet homes. This person would have them. A lot of times he would give a person a dog on a co-own and they would never, you know, want to do anything with the dog. The dog end up as a pet and that type of shit, you know. I mean, you know, some of the best dogs, but it was the blood. What they're doing now and why you seeing all these issues is they're interrupting a pattern that was already started. It's not that you have to breed all edge dogs, but they changed the way that these dogs were bred, period. Even the Gotti line dogs are well put together. Well, they was coming from the Gray line family, but at the end of the day, these dogs were all super well put together, man. And good breathing dogs. Now by adding this stuff in, it's destroying the gene pool. I'm telling y'all, it's not to hate. I'm being realistic with you. If we continue to see this for another 3 or 4 years, the breed is going to be in an absolute. It's already in bad shape, but it's going to be over with. Well, I'll tell you what, the chain setups now are starting to be illegal in a lot of places. So most people ain't gonna put them on chain. I used to put my dogs on chain for workouts. I put them out there. That's when I was out in the country. I put them out on the chains and shit. And I had some heavy truck chains. I put them out there and let the chickens go by and dry their ass crazy. And the chickens knew just what to do because the chickens wasn't gonna go close enough, but they'd just be mind their own business. I throw some little shit out there. They mind their business. They drive them damn dogs crazy. Them dogs be everywhere snatching that chain. But it was great conditioning for them. It's just we live in a different time now, so everything is equated with, oh, you trying to fight the dogs. Even if you work them out, you just trying to fight them, you know. And that's not the way to be. But I try to tell you, man, it's it's sad what this game has come to, and like you know, just like Rico posted Crusher pulling some massive weight, man, and people just jumped all over Rico. And this dog was in the ring. I mean, not in the ring. He was competing at a real show. It was a real sanctioned show of a weight pool show, and they said that he was abusing the dog by letting the dog work out. We've changed the way the game is so much. I never thought that I would hear people talk about weight pool as dog abuse. That shit fucked me up. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, the dog was happy, his tail was going and every damn thing, and they said Rico was abusing the dog by letting him, you know, pull weights. But this is the narrative now. This is why you got people talking about $10,000 instead. I'm just being real with y'all. Like, even though, like I said, I think Shamrock is a cool looking dog, but what does he do to warrant anything? Like, and if I thought the dog was great, I would be trying to use him myself. Or when he was younger, excuse me, I would have tried to use it myself when he was a dog. I don't believe in using bad conformation dogs. I don't give a shit how much people like you. It never works out for you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, thank you, Selena. I appreciate you. It never works out. You build the machine and then you build on top of the machine. You know, the cardiovascular system, the skeletal system, you know, Even I even pay close attention to ligament issues, because that's genetic. If the dogs are tearing a lot of CCLs, which is pretty prevalent in this breed, I try to stay away from them. I'm not breeding a bitch who's already torn her CCL. If she's already torn the CCL and she's already got that stiff leg limp or whatever, why would I want that in my gene pool? Now, of course, it could be accidental, and I might reconsider if she was doing something like, I know one of Mandela's daughters who had champed out in the AKC doing the agility drills. If you're doing something like that where it's high impact, you an athlete with an injury. But if this bitch was just walking through the house and her knee blew out, I don't want to breed to her. 3-leg Annie running around this mother. No, that's because the puppy's gonna do it. All of this stuff is scientific. The puppies are going to do that. You know, they're going to do it. Like every breeding, you should be looking at every aspect to see what you're going to get. Yeah, Razor's Edge to Camelot is lovely, man. Lovely. I got a big ass Camelot boy over here. I'm gonna unleash in the wild. People gonna be mad. He's gorgeous. He's gorgeous. Gorgeous ass dog. I just ain't had time for nothing. You know what I'm saying? But he's gorgeous. I don't even want to do him like that and let his whole career go by without having puppies, man. Cause he's gorgeous, man. You know. I've had some offers on him. I had 25 grand offer on him. And this was just a dude who seen him and didn't and didn't even know about dogs. He offered me 25 grand. Like, I need that big motherfucker. But that Camelot and Edge, that was an old combination that people used to use to add the size. It was you would use Gotti line, because Gotti line, of course, they had tons of size over there, good and bad. But the Camelot combination was off the hook. Yeah. I got it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can register the child. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm pretty. It's damn shame I don't know that, but yeah, I'm very, 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 very certain. Shalina, just hit TBKC Dogs or TBKC Dogs REG, and you can order your shirts there, and they'll go right out to you. Sort of catching up on everything, man. Yeah, I got that bitch. She'll be Reno. She'll be in heat next month. Well, this month now. Yeah, this month. I think she's swelling. As a matter of fact, I got a couple of them back there. I'm putting in work when I can, man. It's crazy as hell. Y'all never believe it. I got Poop doing AIs. Yeah. But Poop know how to do it. Yesterday, Easy was trying to do an AI. My kids, man. Easy like dad. Easy walks up to me like, Dad, let me stick my finger in the dog's butt. That's his way of saying he want to do the AI. He want to stick his finger in his butt. I said, it's not his butt. He said, you know what I mean. But he knew what he knew the basic concept. He ain't ready to do an AI, but he knew the basic concept of doing an AI if he needed to. I was like, damn, this dude 4 years old. And he know what the hell he talking about. He was like, he knew immediately. Like, hey, you got to get that tube. He told me get the lubrication. I talked him through it. I made him talk through it, and he knew exactly what he was doing. Yeah, Messiah is part Camelot. Yeah, yeah. Messiah's mom was really nice, bitch. Could have used more head, but very very nice confirmation. Which that was the balance in the breeding, is because he brought the head. Yeah, Mandela brought the head. But it's those old school combinations make you great dogs, and now you just have to sort of crunch down on it. I should be able to get those printed up like this, if not tomorrow night, Sunday. Yeah, because I got a little something in the morning, but yeah, Sunday I'm drug free Sundays. Yeah, because now I only take the stuff when they messing with me. Yeah, I mean, okay, well, see, look now, when you start talking about keeping a dog in the cold weather. Because somebody just, if y'all don't know, y'all ain't see the message, they're talking about keeping the dogs in cold weather. I'm from Ohio, right? Now, all I would do with my bullies, now I did make a thing that was basically like a, what do they call them things? Greenhouse. I had a roof over the top of my kennels, and I put privacy fencing around the outside, and I put plastic all around it. Now was when the temperatures got really bad, but I put the hay inside the igloos in there. I never had a problem. A lot of times when I had two dogs that got along really well, of course, just male, female, I would put them in there together for body heat, but I never had a dog freeze. And I'm talking about and y'all know how Ohio get. Ohio, we would be super low. We get below zero, and the dogs would still be outside. If I got a little nervous that it was gonna be super hot, I did have like these heaters that I would turn on at night, but that's when it had to be like 15, 16, 17, 18 below, you know what I mean? But they could stay. Now, in the heat, this is the, oh God. Oh, not the Fluffy. Every time I see Fluffy now, I just be like, good Lord. Yeah, yeah, not that type of Fluffy. Yeah, you had to keep it like that. Now, in the heat, I'm gonna tell you this is the truth about in the heat. It's really only one way to do it. First of all, you have to gauge your dog and you have to know what your dog can take. If you've got, say for instance, one of my dogs, you all you're gonna need is some shade and some water. If the dogs got shade that they can go to and they got water, they will not overheat. That's my dogs. Now, some of these other dogs, to be uh to be honest, what you're gonna have to do, especially if you have kennels, one of the things that can save your dogs a lot, of course, you need to screen in all your shit. And I say that for real. Like if you got kennels, man, you can go on Amazon, you can go on many different places, and you can order, 5 foot tall screen, 100 foot roll. Get the lower gauge so it's a little bit thicker and it truly, blocks the sun pretty good. But you can cut them. I use zip ties, but go ahead, cut them, put the zip tie through there, man, get them stuck to there. You will create nice shade there. Another cheap way, if you have outside kennels, but this is also a way that if you just have an area outside for your dogs, the misting hoses. Now the hoses it look just like your hose, but of course it sprays the mist. What I've often done with those is that if you got a, like, say for instance, you got a picnic table out there or something like that, you can actually run that hose right around the umbrella of your picnic table, like, and it sprays the mist around there. The dogs will go and try to be up under the picnic table because that shit keeps them cool. But they like these is like when it comes to keeping the dogs cool, it's basically the same thing. They need shade, they need water. So whichever ways you're gonna be able to get it to them, you have to be able to get them that. It's really no way around it because things can go super bad, super fast in the heat. And that's even for the good dogs because if a dog, for instance, I had an accident happen to where I had my stuff covered and it was covered well, and one of the bands broke and it exposed one of the dogs, and that shit could have been really bad. All damn near really was. It was like life-saving type shit that had to go down there. It's you have to, like, I love the idea if you have outside kennels to screen them in. Just put the screens inside. That saves lives, but you have to create shade. You have to create shade, and like I say, those hoses, man, those misting hoses, they're not that expensive. They're like $35-$40 for like 100 foot hose. You can do all around your whole kennel. And basically, I once again, me the zip tie king, I zip tie the hose with the misting nozzles pointed inwards towards the cage. And man, I tell you, this shit works. Like, man, you, like, when I go in to clean the cages, right, man, I like getting in the cage. I ain't gonna lie. I seriously like getting in the dog's area because it's cool. Like, you go in there and and the sun ain't hitting in there, you can really feel the difference from you stepping out where the sun is beaming to stepping inside their cage where it's cool. Oh, Floyd, absolutely, absolutely. The now the yeah, the kids swimming pools is a must. That's for the sun. That's for the beautiful days. I used to have those when I was out in Tampa. Had a pool, and I would fill it up every day or add water to it every day. But then we had a spot that you could get ice real cheap and sometimes for free. And I would come and drop them bags of ice in them baby pools. Man, them dogs love that ice in them baby pools. But yeah, that baby pool is a must. That baby pool is a must, and they love it. You know what I'm saying? They love it. They go hop their ass in there, and they be just in there. Especially you got a good dog, they get in the pool like people. It be hot as hell out. As long as they in the water, they cool. They don't need nothing. Now let me get in this pool. I had a lot of dogs that did that. So I mean, but it's gonna be one or the other. Those is all like the things that you want to do. Hydration is key. You're gonna need water, 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 water. You can't and this is something to remember at all times with your dogs. When the heat index goes up, your dogs need more water. And I know that sounds stupid. I'm talking about it. I know it sounds stupid, but I've seen a lot of people who like usually I just give the dogs water once a day, and they wonder why their dog overheated or something. It's because the hotter it gets, that dog gonna start lapping up that water to cool itself off. And if you gone all day, and say for instance you one of them that like, okay, I just gave them water last night. I give them water when I get off work. That's a long time for them to not, for you to not make sure that that water is, higher. And that they're going to be able to drink to cool themselves off, because if it gets a little thick and they don't have anything that they can get that moisture in there, the body temperature just goes to the moon, and before you know it, your dog is gone. So you want to keep water. It's some cool ass little ways that also on YouTube that you can make a automatic water thing out of the big 5 gallon jugs. It was some pretty cool. They look, a lot of them look pretty simple. I'm gonna try out a couple that you can strap up the 500. I mean the 5 gallon thing up there and have water coming. But whatever you have to do, water is gonna be the key. Uh, it's just really no way to getting around it. Now I'll tell you something else that I like that helps the dogs out is that the electrolyte mixes do work. I know I have a friend that stays out in Arizona, and he does electrolyte mixes in his dog's water every day. Every day he keeps the electrolytes, and he started it because his dog was having a problem with the heat out there, and basically it was just like, probably more so getting dehydrated. Well, what happened is that as everything went along, throughout time, he came to find out that those electrolyte packs, I think he was ordering them from Tractor Supply. He would put them in the water, and because of the dog having more electrolytes in there, it wasn't showing the signs of dehydration at all. Before, where the dog would start getting sick and throw up a little bit and start going through the act. As long as he keep the electrolytes in them, the dogs is doing great. So that's all something that you would like to look into. But like I told you, one of the easiest ways is the screen. One of the easiest and cheapest ways is the screen and the hoses. Man, them fans is super useful. Yeah, them fans is super useful. See, I just don't have the type of setup where I could use a fan like that. Man, them fans is super useful. Yeah, super useful, especially if you got like a setup. Like I know some people have setups in their garages, or they got the buildings or whatever. Man, them fans that keep that building cool, and but especially blowing directly on your dogs, it just keep them cool the whole way. It's well worth it. Man, hey, Daniel, if you ain't never said nothing, you said that. Mr. Bean showed y'all you can always get a cooling cape and put it on your dog. Put a cooling cape on that ice backpack. You can get whatever you want. Mr. Beans then showed y'all the rules and change. Mr. Bean just said, "Hey man, whatever way y'all can do it, rub me." He went and snatched the damn the ice pack off. I mean the ice cape off, and had him just rub him down with ice. He said, "I it's a man's world. Rub me down with the ice." And this was inside of a building. Could you imagine that? I couldn't imagine having to rub no damn dog down with ice. No, no, Bean's dad, Beanstalk's dad. Beanstalk ain't shit neither. Man, they talk about Beanstalk going to Australia. That motherfucker ain't gonna make it to no Australia. You know what I'm saying? No Australia at all. I would know. Would I use I like Waffle House. Like I say, Waffle House got some of my stuff in there. I honestly think that Waffle House is one of the better producers out there right now. Waffle House is a very solid dog. I like Waffle House. I don't think that for the direction that I'm taking my program in, I don't have nothing for him, but I definitely don't think that he hurts anybody's program. Yeah, Waffle is a pretty solid dog. Pretty solid dog, man. Yeah, I did. I missed that last mess about them damn fluffy bulls. Yeah, but you. The main thing with this weather stuff is you just can't take nothing for granted. You can't take nothing for granted with this weather. Yeah, Beanstalk ain't making it nowhere. Yeah, shit. As I sit here talking to y'all, it's 90. Yeah, it's 90. So I know it's hot as hell in Arizona. Arizona is a disrespectful heat. I came out there, I had some fly shit on. You know what I'm saying? I thought I thought I was about to do my thing. And 2 seconds later, it was like somebody had just threw a bucket of water over my head. I said, let me get my ass back in this hotel. Somebody was 117. Well, no, I'm sorry, that was in Vegas. That was in Vegas. It was crazy. I mean, man, I just those stud prices to me is just all for show. It's so much of the blood going around. Excuse me. I would never pay a premium, crazy ass price for a stud. You know what I mean? When there's so much of the blood coming around. I'm a scientist, so if I really want that blood, right, and you want to charge me $10,000 for it, I'll find his brother, his nephew, you know what I'm saying, run into something else. If I had to recreate the blood myself by taking part of it from somewhere else, I'd do that all day before I pay you 10 grand because it's just the ethics as a dog man that won't allow me to do it. Funny part is, I ain't never seen shit that had me doing backflips off a shamrock. Now, I'm not saying they don't exist. I love what Waffle House is doing, but I ain't seen that. Is the multivitamin is a good thing, not necessary, especially if you feeding a good kibble. Now, if you're feeding a lot of raw, the multivitamin is very, very like a necessity. It's a necessity if you're feeding raw, because you just miss out on too many little micronutrients. So yeah, it just depends on car always shut itself off after too long. Surprised it lasted that long. But yeah, I would definitely look into it. I would definitely look into it. But man, I tell y'all what, we have had a good conversation. Hey Floyd, I might close him down to the outside world. You know what I mean? It might be coming. Yeah, Clydesdale, futuristic shoulders, man. If you've never seen futuristic in person, futuristic's shoulders was so wide. It almost looked funny. But I tell you one thing too though. Futuristic produced them shoulders. I picked him in the producers class at the Legends thing back in the day, and they brought in three of his kids, and man, they all had them same shoulders that he had, same look. Futuristic was a hell of a producer, especially if you like that extreme type of look, but still clean. Extreme clean is what I call him. You know what I'm saying? Carlos said, "Come on, damn it, Floyd." But it's man, I just think a lot of these dogs is overhyped. I think when you start talking about these crazy stud fees and all that shit, man, what has a dog produced before you go telling me it's stud fee? Fuck his stud fee. Show me some productions, then we'll negotiate. But it's what it is. You know what? I do line breeding and I do outcross. I think it's necessary to do both. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's characteristics that I want to lock in, and that's when I'll do more line breeding. And sometimes it's things that I want to fix and I want to not necessarily say change, even though it is a small change, but make better. So like right now, I have a girl here that I actually was blessed to get back from a friend of mine that did a Mandela breeding, and the bitch is just now about to hit a year old, and she's like 80 pounds, but she's not that tall. You know, she's about 15 and a half, maybe 16 inches. Not that tall, just a grizzly bear, you know. And that's the exact type of bitch I need to whatchamacallit, to bring more size. And I don't think 3,500 is a bad price for a health tested quality pedigree stud. You know what I mean? I don't think that that's a bad price. I think they get ridiculous when they start going up towards 10 grand. And the dog ain't even had one test, and if they did, they trying to hide the test because they don't want you to see how fucked up he is, you know. But man, I tell y'all what, I'm gonna get ready to get my ass in here, man. They didn't beat me up enough today. I'm supposed to put ice on my neck and my spine, but you know, I had to talk to y'all first. But like I told y'all, man, I'm gonna put up a lot of stuff tonight, man. Get y'all paperwork in. It's a blessing for those who've already done so. Thank you. For those who sent me thank yous for getting the paperwork. Thank you. Um, you know, I'll post up some t-shirts. I'll get it all in, man. For sure, Alan, I'll be free tomorrow. Well, for the most part, besides kids standing on my neck, man. But you know, it's I tell you, Carlos said, no, it's not. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I just stick to what I'm saying, man. I believe in what I'm saying. I believe that you don't have to base, you know, quality off of the price. You know, I've seen a lot of great guys, whether it was Oscar, whether it was Pratt's. I know a lot of breeders who had very nice stud fees and didn't kill people on their stud fees just to make a good dog. You know, and I think at the end of the day, we have to get back to the idea of making a good, healthy dog that's gonna push the breed forward. But I'm gonna catch y'all next time, man. Y'all pay attention to the page tonight, cause I'm gonna make an example out of these people. I'm gonna just post up some dogs and show y'all, you know, what my blood does, not my bloodline, but what my blood does. Yeah, people. I think people's will be ready in a few months. He looking good. He just got one more pop that he need to do before he get lined up, fam. But hey, as I always tell y'all, man, as I always tell y'all, if you gonna drink good, hold on, I'm sorry. If you gonna drink, drink good. If you gonna smoke, whatever you smoking, unless it's crack, smoke good. And if you gonna do that other thing that got me and Rihanna, this beautiful little baby, you better do that good too. Or he or she might leave your ass if you do it wrong. And I done seen that happen too, man. But hey, what's going on? Azim, man, what's going on? I appreciate y'all, man. Nothing but the best. You can always rewatch this. They'll go up, man. Hopefully we'll be able to get in another one soon. That's right, Shalina. We're gonna bring the American bully back to the world. Hey, God bless all y'all. God bless anybody who's going through anything, man. You know, keep on praying, keep on reaching out to your loved ones. This world needs so much more love. Until next time, y'all. Much love. Peace. The phone ain't gonna even let me cut off. It want me to keep on. It probably want me to sing and shit.